Now, for more on the role of women in Chinese society, I'm joined by Liang. She's a professor of economics at Willamette University. She joins us from Portland. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Rochelle.
So as we've seen, women are playing more and more important roles in all fields in China now. What do you think are the fundamentals to guarantee fair competition and more inclusion between genders in China?
Right. I think, from the very beginning, when China established a new country in 1952, the Constitution basically said that, we need to guarantee that women have the equal rights in all political, economic, social, cultural life. So I think with that, it's important that the Chinese government has promulgated a lot of different laws and regulations to guarantee, equal rights for women, from employment to education to entrepreneurship. So I think all of these are very important to break some of the cultural barriers and some of the historical legacy to continue to promote gender equality and empowerment in China.
And you mentioned employment, and we did see that during the pandemic here in the US, many working mothers had to quit to take care of the family. Was that also the case in China?
Well, it's for sure that women are sharing more of the burden of the pandemic, more of the adverse impacts. For one, is because a lot of the service sector that have a lot of human contact are being shut down, and so women lose their jobs. And on the other hand, because of school closure and the lack of childcare, a lot of women have to choose to go back home and care for the family. So I think it is true that Chinese women were also facing the same kind of hardship, but because the pandemic lasted shorter and was less severe in China, so it's likely that we're going to see female employment bounce back. That said, there's a recent survey that was published as a research paper in Feminist Economics, and what the authors found was that many of the migrant workers, women migrant workers, are less likely to come back to the urban areas or even just to find the paid employment opportunities than their male counterparts, especially if they have preschool age children at home. So I think hopefully we'll be able to see more policy supports and also broader policy shifts to support these migrant workers, especially women.
So then, as we look at policies then, what's being done to balance family and career, as well as supporting working mums as China wants to encourage, especially more women to have more babies?
Right. So I think the government has already formulated many policies from 2016 that the government has expanded, for example, maternity leave by adding 98 days. So now women in China enjoyed somewhere between 120 and 198 days for paid maternity leave. And just this year, earlier in January, the Department of Human Resources and Social Security has already doubled down on protecting women and protect women from gender discrimination at work. So I think there are all these policies. They're very mindful to trying to promote gender equality at workplace. The matter of fact right now, I think, is to improve the transparency and enforcement of these rules, and also promote, social media to promote gender equality. One of the recent moves by the government is to crack down the $120 billion worth of private touring industry, because that apparently really increased the pressure and the educational cost of average families. And so hopefully that would help to ease the pressure of raising children in China.
So then what would it mean for companies' bottom lines and in turn the economy to have women fully participating in the workforce or in entrepreneurship?
Well, that would be a great improvement, because we all know that China is facing population aging problem. So if we can bring more women to the workforce and provide them better opportunities to, have gainful employment opportunities, that would definitely help to ease that labor force shortage, and also to boost productivity tremendously, because labor market discrimination is very costly to businesses. Not to mention, by providing equal opportunities, we're going to see thriving, female entrepreneurship, as we know that women are also very successful in China. 31% of businesses are owned by women, and women account for 55% of tech-related startups. So I think, by improving gender equality and opportunities for women will definitely help to boost the economy, not to mention improving women's status in the economy.